All right, guys, it's time edge. Um, Tuesday 17th, New York session. Okay, yeah, so sorry, there's something wrong with the stream. Just trying to sort that out. Just trying to get a little bit better at doing this. Anyway, it looks like we're going to take out London low on one of these assets, right? There we go. We've taken London low. We're about to close. So we'll give us a daily cycle. Actually, get rid of that. Give us a daily cycle because 6B will be above. 6S looks like it's going to run the low as well. But if 6B remains above, if we go on to the 15-minute, just to show you what's going on here. I don't know what that is. Why are we having this massive sell-off though? We've still got 4 minutes. 6B could take the low as well. Maybe we are going to continue drawing down into that level, right? At the moment, we've still got a daily cycle. If you remember, if you watched the first session, London session was all assets. We took some buy side. We ran into this low. I said if we get a change of state of delivery above this candle here, I would have started looking for longs. We did in the next candle, but I don't start trading till about, yeah, if it's a range daily profile, I don't start trading till 12 p.m. London time GMT. That's 7 a.m. New York as well. So we'll see what's happening here. I don't know why we're getting this run on price, but like I said before, 12 p.m., 7 a.m. is normally the Judas for an 8 a.m. move in New York, right? So this is normally setting up. This could be setting up for the move now. If we're gonna go long, that is. Bearing in mind so I'm looking for stack confluences in order to take a trade, right? So if we're bearing in mind that we do have this draw of liquidity lower, we do have this daily cycle out of this Asia standard deviation now, right? So I still need to see a second crack. We've got no wick there, so I'm not going to break it down. It's just I want to see the 1 hour CRT model here, right? The timed edge model, micro, PSP. That's what I'm waiting for. Let's have a look and see what's going on the index triad, right? So here we have, so we were looking for shorts, right, weren't we? With the wick, price got a little bit messy, started taking opposing liquidity for our trade. We did look like we moved down. Yeah, it did look like we moved down. If you see here though, we've got the model, wick above, close below. All assets are above though, so there's no crack there. And I just had a look. There's not actually any extra confluence for the entry. So if that happens, I'm normally looking for an inversion, double gap, or yeah, something that's going to give me a little bit extra confirmation for getting in the trade, especially as we're not at all assets did tap into this. There's no like big cracks here. I'm just following up price action and trying to find my model within that price action, which is the fair value gap, 50% of 6 hour after the expanse. Okay, so that's what I'm looking at there. What did I say was going to happen? For me, I wanted to see some kind of daily in the direction that we're going to trade, right? It's going to come down for London low, and then because we've got a monthly here, so it'd be nice to see if we can come down and take that price action out. We might see that at 8 a.m. because 8 a.m. like is slightly different for index. 8 a.m. is the Judas here because then we've got the 9:30 open. So yeah, so we'll wait. We will wait and see what happens here. Probably won't start. I won't start trading this until 8 a.m. So that's when I'll look for a position. Same rules apply really. Anyway, let's go back to FX because there might be a situation where I could take something here. If the model shows up, right? This is just my entry live trading thing. Let's go back to FX. So these two assets have swept the low. Right, we've got a sweep here. That means we've got a bullish daily cycle. We are now looking for one of the assets to take the 1 hour low. Okay, so I'm looking for a sweep on the 1 hour low. I'm going to drop down to the entry time frame, and we're just going to wait and see what price does. Right. It's gone past the first candle. Do we have news? Let me just check. Double check. I do have it written down. No, nothing's changed. Yeah, no, nothing. We're not going to have a micro there though, that's the only problem, right? The next micro comes in at 12:08, so regardless if this low is taken, we're not going to have the stack confluence. The low might go, but the next microcycle comes in at 12:08 there. So we're going to have to wait and sit on our hands, and that's fine. Remember, I'm only interested in taking A+ setups in regards to my own model. If you see something, you take it. It's on you. Okay, I'm trading my model here. We've got divergence here and here between London and New York. I'm looking for longs. This is a good sign that price is gonna go up though, because we're opening and we're going lower. So I say it all the time, open, low, high, close, right? So that's a bullish bar. But we've got to wait for a micro, and at the moment we're not getting anything. Price is pushing back up, which is good for us. Excuse me. That's good for us, because then it might come and take the low with a fresh micro, and then we can get in the position, right? As long as we get a precision swing point. Moving. Still like playing out of this zones as well, aren't we? We're not completely. I mean, the way I do it is if we get a close below one of these, the zones are not valid, right? So we haven't. So we're still working in this zone. We're still working out of this zone. Asia did range. We're expecting manipulation in London. I think we manipulated to the downside, right? Couldn't break back above this 50% level though. 6S rebalanced price, didn't it? That happens when we get a weekly cycle. Two of the assets were below previous day's low, so we need high probability that price will rebalance, mean reversion. Okay. Grab some more. So it is a waiting game. We've got 3 minutes until the next microcycle. None of the lows have been taken yet anyway. We just look at the index chart, right? Expansion. Asia expanded, right? So what are we expecting in London? Accumulation. So what are we expecting now? What are we expecting now? Manipulation. Okay, so one of these, I'm looking to see if we can, expansion, accumulation, looking for a manipulation. So we'll see if London's high get taken. YM's looking closer. I've got an alert set for London high. If we get that and we get a close, because it's a two-stage thing, isn't it? Right, we need to close above, then I'm looking for the 1 hour CRT model. I'm not looking for anything other than that. Don't care. Trade my model. So yeah. Profiling the day, we should get manipulation, right? Whether we go lower or it continues is up to the markets. But if we are looking for longs on FX and a short on index, I like that. I don't like when they're moving together at the same time, because other confluences I need to take a trade in that when that is the case. Otherwise I stay out. It's not good conditions. What is the bonds doing still? Found a little bit. Yeah, I still think we're going to run up for this high over here, and then we might see some selling pressure going in. Definitely been a we definitely see some injection of liquidity, haven't we? Right, we'll see the new micro, I think. New microcycle, yeah, started at 12:08. Okay, so with that in mind, if one of these assets take that low, we get an SMT, sequential SMT, sorry. Then great. One of the things I have to be aware of is the 15-minute, right? That will then come into play now, because we haven't done it in the first 15-minute. So we're going to have to profile the hour. Gives us an indication of what's coming on now. Like we're going to get a range bar here formed. Okay, so if I'm looking at that, I am waiting for, if we get a range accumulation, and I'm looking for manipulation. If we're going, I want to see a manipulation lower to go higher, right? I need to fuel the move. What I don't want to see, invalidations for this trade. I do not want to see price run above the high. Okay, and by the looks of this volume and the pressure we've got in this candle, we are going to wick above. All right, so that means that means the equilibrium of that bar is going to come. It's going to be a magnet for price. Okay, so if we wick above, then the 50%, and then it all gets a bit messy. So I'll wait for another candle, because if you look, my whole model is built on taking opposing liquidity, right? So I'm trying to, you need to fuel the move in the opposite direction. That's the way I see the market. Okay, so I'm waiting for them to trap sellers, and then I'm going to get in and try and buy the market. We didn't go down and draw into this liquidity at these lows. One of the assets didn't anyway, so we haven't got a crack there. At the moment we've just got a daily, and that's not strong enough on a range daily profile for sure. I need a little bit more confirmation, and we're seeing 15-minute now put in. Well, it's going to be a range, yeah. What's it, 12-12? Please leave your comments, like and subscribe. Also, I'm going to be running some back testing at the weekend, possibly Saturday. So if you want to get involved, you'd have to probably join the Discord, and we'll do it live from there. That way I can take questions and stuff like that. So if you're watching this and you want to get involved, let me know. I have released some of the backtesting sessions onto YouTube. Now they're on there for the public to see, because they were just for a few people I was mentoring privately. But since I'm doing most of my content is now going to be on YouTube, live trades, etc. like that. It's just building accountability and the reps for me for my long-term goal. Massive expansion now. Soon as if this is probably going to close up where it is, right? So if price is going to wick the high, because of the volume in the bar, if you look, see the volume in the bar is going to be close at the high. Probably find that it's going to wick in the first quarter of the candle, and we're going to go back down, and that's not the way we want to take it. So it would be nice if it was more of a range, like doji formed, equal buying and selling pressure, and then we go down, take this fuel sell side liquidity, then go back up. If you're interested in getting the indicator, there's a lot more functions that it does. If you trade quarterly theory, you can get lifetime access now. If you just contact me. I'm not interested in doing any kind of monthly subscriptions or anything like that. I don't think it attracts real people, real traders. So okay, 1 minute to go to the next 15-minute bar. Let's see how this opens. See if one of the assets takes the high, and yeah, the volume was in that bar was just right. So there is a lot. We've got a double gap there though. I said about this this morning, double gap entry. So if we start closing above that, I can look for. We've now got a daily and a double gap. Wick above, close below, right? Or 50% anyway. So it's going to have to rebalance price. So that means we're looking at 12:45 maybe, possibly for an entry, or we're looking to get to the end of this hour. This might put in doji inside bar, sorry. If that does put in an inside bar and then we wick below, and then we've got this kind of range formed here, and then we get some kind of something like that, stab into an old low, and then we go up, take out London high, Asia daily 50%. First target would be London. Considering we've already rebalanced price, or this could start running a low. We could wick above this candle. There's no model for me to get into that though. If it does form a range and we wick above into this level, there's no model for me to say that, because I need stack confluences to take a trade, and that's not. If the previous day's profile was bearish, then I would consider that, but it's not. It's a waiting game. Let's look at the 15-minute. Okay, you can see price wick above, close below. Open high, low, close theory. Nothing new under the sun. Alright, you're seeing me call this live now. Oh, looks like 6B is going to take that 1 hour low. So maybe potentially we could get in, if something happens here, we could look to get in. Maybe. It's still a fresh liquidity pool, right? I'd like to be down below. Why is that like that? Oh, because we've got a hidden. Yeah, we've got a hidden. I don't want to see that until that swept the... reacting off the equilibrium of that little swing though. to see that low go. I mean, it's a new fresh liquidity pool, high, like a higher time frame than the 15. So range manipulation above equals lower prices, right? But then we've gone to take more sell side. If we take the low on 6B, that's more, it's a higher time frame sell side liquidity to fuel the move, right? So it could work in our favor. We could get a position here. It's not going to be normal risk. I'll probably half risk this. And I've got a hidden though. I don't like hidden unless one asset is taken, or all three assets are taken, and then we've just got divergence is in a wick. So we're seeing this reaction from the 50%. We know most times 50% gets manipulated though, don't we? I say to myself, if I'm in a failure swing, I want to see it maybe a complex retracement into the 75, right? Into this lower section, rather than just bounce off the 50%. But anything can happen, and we haven't taken up that 1 hour low yet anyway. So let's just see what's going on. It is the first day back as well from the week. I didn't trade yesterday. Bank holiday in the US, and it's Monday, so for me that's pretty stagnant for price action. And as you can see here, look, if this was, yeah, it's dog shit basically, right? Accumulation on Monday. We expect the manipulation. So I don't know whether we're going to race down for this low, or this is the manipulation below this Wednesday's low, and we've taken out 3 candle model on 6B. That is enough for one of the assets to crack though, so we can take the long if we get it. Anyway, let me just delete that. Right, let's see if let's see what happens here. Right, we're gonna go for this low, get down into the 75%. Maybe it might give us a precision swing point. We can look to trade that. When's the next micro? 12:08. One thing I do want to be careful of is that the new bar is coming out at is the 12:30, so that new candle low will be something to pay attention to. Okay, so we got the break on 6B, right? 5 minutes to candle close. Let's see what we get here. I'm not really happy with this not taking the 50% and dropping into this lower section. What have we got now? 25. Yeah, I want to see that drop a little bit lower. If it's a miss, it's a miss. It's fine. I don't mind. My rules say for entries and operating within a failure swing, I want to be like in the second third of that. Okay, so if we more than likely we're going to tap a little bit lower and then go up higher. We're moving closer to the end of the 15-minute also, so we've got a fresh liquidity pool that will be created. And what I mean by that is there'll be fresh liquidity below this lows. There we go. Okay, so right, if we look at this, right, the reason why I'm not taking this, because there's a precision swing point here, right? The reason why I'm not taking this is because we're not in the lower sections of this swing. Okay, so I want to be in this area. Okay, so now I know I've manipulated this. It's 12:27. I know the 15-minute low is going to be in. So I'll wait for the new candle. If there is going to be such a scenario happen. So what I'm doing there is just marking the 15-minute low. The reason why I'm marking that is because wick below, close above, right? So you want to see a little bit of traded price action. Where's the new 12:08? It will be, so it'll be at 12:30. There'll be a new microcycle as well. So let's wait. We're waiting. Price is delivered. We haven't traded below the 6 hour though, have we? Let me just mark that out. Make sure we don't go below that, otherwise the trade's invalidated anyway. So we don't have a double 6 hour low. Okay, so we're seeing price lots of manipulation at the 50%. So if I'm in a failure swing, I'm looking to take a trade. I want to get to that 75. You know, back down into this real discount of the range. You know this kind of area. I'm seeing buyers come back in. Da 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 da. What is not much happening on index market, just staying within London's range at the moment. That doesn't mean anything though. As soon as getting a little bit of movement here. Right, 12:30. It's halfway through the candles. The candle's midpoint. Oftentimes it's manipulated. So I just want to be really careful what I'm doing here. Okay. We've got the low there. We've got a low here. The candle breaks on the first. If this candle breaks the low on the first, either one of these candles, here we go. It's not looking promising. Wick below, then we've got to wait for a little bit more. If you can see here, that candle's been taken over there on 6S. The low has been taken on the first minute. Right, so that should mean that a lot of pressure, volume in that bar, right? So I'm waiting for a little bit of confluence now. So I want to see some kind of inversion double gap. Problem is that we're lower down in this range and there's no clear inversion unless we create one, right? Unless we create one. Waiting game. It's a waiting game for sure. Very careful of this level as well, because if that goes, that's a 6 hour low. Yeah, so if that yeah, if that goes, the trade's invalidated anyway, and all this hunting around is useless. No upper wick on this candle, if you can see on 6S. So this is drawing to a candle low. There's no upper wick on this as well, which is good. If all assets draw below the 1 hour low, though, it's completely out, invalidated for me. So if that draws lower and then 6E draws lower, it's invalidated as well. There's no clear like inversion here on 6E. It's all a bit, the price action is a bit monkey. So it can go up all at once, to be honest. The first candle broke, so I need an extra confluence, and it's 12:30 as well. Halfway midpoints always manipulated, even halfway through the bars, halfway through in terms of time. What's the 15-minute looking like? Getting this range form now. I bet it's going to shoot up now, just to piss me off. I suppose there will be an inversion up there, but what time will that be if we start getting up to that? If we start getting up to this level here, you know, we've rejected here, pushed out, start closing back above that. I don't know what time that's going to be, that's the problem. Then we could look to trade something in there, maybe find a low for liquidity, or possibly the 1 hour. Now if we get a range formed here on this 1 hour bar, stays like the way it is, we've got 25 minutes left, 8 AM open, wick below that, got a fresh liquidity, fresh buy, sell side liquidity comes in. It's the 15-second time frame. So time frame I also use quite a lot, just because things are starting to speed up, and sometimes you don't often get time to react to a 1 minute PSP. So I just all I use the 15-second for is a particular model that I trade. I want 2 or 3 bars of a 1 minute, and then I'm looking for that manipulation lower, then a clear inversion up. So displacement or inversion, whatever you want to call it. So this would be the 15-second price action, 1 minute price action. Okay, so 2 or 3 bars in a range, find fair value, manipulate, and invert down on the 15 seconds, and I'll look to trade that in there on the 15 seconds. It's quite a simple model, but it just gives me a way to execute without needing a precision swing point. Okay, so we are pushing up off this level, which is great. This asset run the low. Okay, so I was looking for a bit more confirmation, probably an inversion. Okay, so this is the last fair value gap for me. I need to trade through that, and then we go up. Depending on time. There's going to be liquidity above this high. So that's probably what that's just hit. Orders above the high. See if we're going to run the low. What's the 5 minute saying? Yeah, wick above, close below. It's the same thing. The price is fractal, right? You can always go and find what price is doing, why it's doing it. We're seeing 6B now come down into this level, right? If this London low goes, then the trade's completely invalidated, and then we have to wait until something else. Well, it doesn't look like we'll probably get anything else today, to be honest, unless we get pushed down into a standard deviation here, which is miles away. Let's see what price does. It is 12.38. A new 15-minute bar coming out at 7 minutes, sorry. Expansion, manipulate higher, push down, then we've manipulated lower, creating another range, I think. Do 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 do. So, not a promising look for New York for NQ. Not much has happened. Just staying within the range, wick to the upside. Now pushing back down. Why am I looking for longs here? If London low goes, why am I looking for longs? Right? Let's go out to the 4 hour time frame, you can see the monthly cycle a lot clearer. I'm going to change this though to the 6 hour because I prefer the 6 hour. So we're on week 3 distribution, but we've got sequential SMT here. NQ is below previous week's low. So with that in mind, I want to see another cracking correlation, daily cycle, 1 hour CRT, stacking confluences. Several stages for us to take a trade. I keep forgetting to change my screen, which is not good. So let me just show you that again. Let's go out on the 4 hour. Apologies. So if we go out on the 4 hour, this is the monthly cycle, 4 weeks of the month. Okay, so we've got NQ below that low there, previous week's low. This is above still, and so is this above. With that in mind, still need a daily cycle to give us a trade. So that is why I'm saying I'll be waiting for London low to go, but also I have to bear in mind the invalidation levels on YM and Yes, if both of them close below that, then we don't have a weekly. We could take a daily, but all the assets will probably run the low there, and we're looking at needing something else for confluence. Right, let's go back to FX Triad. Let's see what's happening here on the 15-minute. Seeing 6E still 6B, sorry, still above. And remember what I just said to you as well, like the midpoint of the candle is quite often manipulated, whether that's a time aspect or whether that's a like price scale, price aspect. See a lot of this happening. Right, so it's taken liquidity above this. I'm talking about 6E in the middle. And we're just running now a little bit lower. I think we're probably going to invalidate this trade, to be honest. Yeah, I mean the draw of liquidity is definitely that low, and I can't see it being held up. It's only got a wick that low as well, so what have we got? 43 minutes left. Right, new 15-minute bar coming in. Let's just mark out that on the assets. 1 hour low there. This one's here. Okay, over here. Look at the volume as well in the bar as well. So you know, it's not looking good. Volume pressure. Remember, we only got 20 seconds left of this, right? So what's this telling me? Even if we run the low here, we've got like a couple of ticks. Yeah, we've taken this. It's game over. 2 ticks, less than 2 ticks. Let's see this here. Yeah, there we go. Bosh. Taken. Okay, so that's invalidated our trade idea. We have no daily cycle, so we're still in standard deviation, but there's no further crack on a range daily profile. So that's invalidated that, unfortunately. Key takeaway, right, for the audience: if you're in a failure swing, do not take the 50%. try and wait till this level is taken here. This might still go back up, and it might. For me to take this long, I want to see another bit of price action form. So for me, there's nothing there. This looks like it's just sailing on down, and you're probably going to find out that this key level here, this old prior low here, is now going to be the target for 6B. Let's have a look at the daily chart a minute. So we were operating within this range at first. That was taken this morning. Operating within this range. That looks like it's going to get taken now. All right, fair enough. This could be the manipulation. Where's the weekly low? Previous week's low. We've taken it, right? So I've got that marked there and there. So maybe this is the manipulation lower, right? And then Wednesday becomes the day that we can attack the market. If we start to see maybe. But tomorrow, if we close like anywhere near where we are now, it's going to be a bearish daily profile, right? So we just keep trading that down into the zone, into this low here. Shame. But you can see how well these levels play out, right? We are going to have another level pop up once this is closed through here. But it's below this key level anyway, so whether price draws into that. Remember this is no daily, no nothing. Right, yeah, okay. So I think we're going to have to focus our attention now on NQ, see if we get the long there. If we do get the long on index, it's not going to be for another hour yet or so, because we still need to close below. Right, so I'm going to see out the rest of this hour, 10 minutes of this hour, see if we get a close below on index. Let me just draw this up here. Right, so we have London low here. Okay, let's just draw this out, wait 10 minutes. Because if we do get a low, that gives us our daily cycle there. Yeah, so FX has invalidated a load of stuff for me. I'm going to pull this down now. See if NQ is going to be a little bit nicer. Right, we're expansion accumulation. We're seeing we want to see a manipulation, a sequential SMT, right? There's lots of liquidity above still as well. This is a distribution week. But we could see price play into this fair value gap and then drop, oh, excuse me, a lot lower. Nine minutes left of this bar. Range daily profile. Want to see stacked confluence. And it's not something I'm going to give over my confluences, but you shall see if you pay attention to my streams, back testing. You can go and work it out. As Romeo say, this is not for spoon feeding. No spoon feeding. If I take a position, you'll know why, because I'll read it out, but that's what you have to do. You have to put in some work. 8 minutes. So what I'm waiting for now is I want this bar to either close below here so I can wait for a second stage, or this closes here, I wait another hour to get for price action to develop, and then I can take a position. At the moment I need something to happen. I need this to close somewhere. Even if it's a wick below or something like that, it doesn't matter. I just need it to close on the hourly, because then I get a fresh liquidity, sell side liquidity created within the hour range. Let's have a little look at price. I mean, there's going to be a lot of resting liquidity below this low, so it's obviously where it's going to be targeted. And if it's going to come here, you're going to see price draw into these lows, but it has to do on a specific time frame for my model. Otherwise, I'm not interested.